Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm actually wanting to talk about Guardians of the Galaxy Part 3, or Volume 3. This is a film that's been delayed a couple of times. It was supposed to start off, I think, Phase 4 initially of the MCU, and so it's very kind of separate from a lot of the stuff that's coming from Phase 4. In fact, I can't think of a single thing that's actually been carried on from Phase 4. The only things from Phase 3 would be, what's Volume 2 and Phase 3? I think it was. So the Guardians, their relationships, and then Gamora, what happened to her from the whole Infinity War Endgame situation. I'll jump on from there, actually. Let's start with Gamora. Gamora was next to useless in this film. And by that, I'm not saying that the dialogue was terrible or Zoe Saldana as an actress is bad. But there's so much going on within this film that it can't devote the time to the Quill-Gamora relationship that I think it needed to. I think there could have been a sequel film based just around their relationship and about how Peter really wants to try and get back the Gamora that he knew. And this is not that film. This film is completely separate to that. This is definitely Rocket Raccoon's film, hands down. I would say he's essentially the leading protagonist. You know, everything revolves around him. And it's probably one of the most emotional films in the MCU. So let's go from there. So as a villain perspective, I'm sorry, I cannot remember the guy's name that plays the villain. Was it the High Evolutionary? But he was fantastic, absolutely incredible. He is a true villain, and I feel like it's been a long time since we've actually had a villain that was truly villainous. And for me, if there's anything to do with animals and children, that's a no-brainer, completely villainous. And seeing his experiments and what he does is just heart-wrenching. It really is. And that's where a lot of this emotion comes from this film. The powerful performance that the actor gives to that role is just fantastic. It really is. And you are terrified for the Guardians. And you're kind of terrified for the universe, because this is a truly heinous person. And I would love to see him again. Who knows? Who knows? I'm not going to sort of say any spoilers. As a Volume 3, this is supposed to be the last film of the current Guardians, so I think it does a very good job of wrapping up all of their story arcs. I think every single one of the original Guardians has a very good story arc, other than Gamora, but that's due to other circumstances. The soundtrack. Now, Guardians of the Galaxy is known for its soundtrack. Volume 1 and Volume 2 had a phenomenal soundtrack from a sort of 70s, 80s perspective. It was very retro. And for me, this one is severely lacking. There's a couple of 70s songs, I think it's a couple of 80s, 90s, 2000s. So it didn't seem as connected as the original two films. It's okay from a soundtrack perspective. There's some good songs, but overall it didn't have the emotional hard hit that the original ones did. Now, let's get into probably one of the worst things. Adam Warlock. I have been waiting for this character for a very long time. He is an incredibly powerful cosmic character in Marvel. He is one of the people that can kind of stand up to Thanos with his Infinity Gauntlet. As in, Thanos has the Infinity Gauntlet. You've got Captain Marvel and you've got Adam Warlock, are the two people that can really stand up to him, where Thanos is kind of scared of them. But Adam Warlock in this is I don't even want to say a shadow of himself, because he's not even a shadow. He has been dumbed down to the nth degree, not just from Powell's perspective, but from an intellect perspective. He is very much like a mama's boy that doesn't really know what to do. And it's such a shame. It feels like a character assassination. It really does. And God, this video is not about DC, but when you've got someone as powerful as Adam Warlock and James Gunn doesn't really know how to handle him, that makes me worried about how he's going to handle Superman, because they are relatively similar in terms of their power structure. So it's concerning, without a doubt, moving forward for DC. But as a final Guardians, well, this Guardians as a final like swan song for James Gunn at Disney and Marvel, it's good. It's really, really good. I would love to say that it's one of the best films that we've got. It's definitely up there as it's probably better than anything from Phase 4, like without a doubt. We've had 2 films from Phase 5, that's Ant-Man Quantumania and Guardians of the Galaxy 3. And then there's only 2, but this is the best one out of the 2 of them. And I can't see anything beating this one. I think the next one we've got is the Marvels. And I'm going to be honest, I don't hold up much hope for that. I really don't. But I'll get into that when that comes out. I think it was a good film for James Gunn to end with. I think if none of the characters are to return within the MCU, it's a good finale for them. But it's not amazing, and it's not, I would say it's not like a proper Guardians film, because for me the soundtrack is such a big thing for a Guardians film that this one just felt severely lacking. The story's fantastic, the acting is superb, the emotional heartache that this film gives you it's amazing when you think back to, was it 10 years or so ago, that Marvel decided to have a film with a talking tree and a talking raccoon. And there was a lot of people that think you wouldn't be able to make this work. 3 films later, you've got people essentially crying at CGI'd anthropomorphic raccoons and otters. It's clear that James Gunn is good at writing some things. I'm not going to say everything, because the Adam Warlock thing was a travesty. Definitely worth seeing. One of the best films from Marvel for definitely the last couple of years. And I want it to do well enough that we get a new Guardians film, whether it's a new team or whether we get this lot back, whoever survives. But I don't think James Gunn is going to return because of the whole Disney thing. They brought him back for this, and I think he did this thinking this was going to be the last. But it'd be interesting to see moving forward. But I cannot recommend it enough. Very, very good film. Just go and see it, support it, because I think when Marvel and Disney do something good, I think they deserve the praise. And I think this is one of those times. But guys, if you have seen Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, let me know what you think about it down in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, because it really does help me out. And I'll see you all in the next video.